Here I go! Let's finish this once and for all!
So, how is it, everybody? Have you enjoyed 2025s? Now, I know this is kind of a bit late in the topic or something. I just want to clear my stance on this whole Gooner Gate thing. Now, we're going to react to Hypnotic Live. I just want to be clear one specific thing. When it comes to video games, I follow the age ratings, okay? Now, I'll give my comparison after we're done reacting, okay?
This is what kind of started off Gooner Gate today. I feel like now we're in an episodic form of content here where it's like Gooner Gate comes every single day. And honestly, like what was said here really wasn't that terrible. It was just a little retarded, but it wasn't terrible, right? I don't think it was terrible. We got Andy Pants. Now, I've never spoken about Andy Pants because I don't care. All I know is he had got absolutely raffle stomped by the Act Man, right? So I can understand how some people might not be able to handle that very well. But other than that, I really don't know much about Andy Pants because I don't consume his content. I only know about him through like word of mouth from other people. But Andy Pants decided to tag me today. And he said, I find it interesting people are calling Melanie Mack a leftist lately. I never did that. Just an FYI, never did that. Never once called Melanie Mack a leftist ever. You can go to my videos, you go to my live streams, whatever. I never once called Melanie Mack a leftist.
I also never called Melanie Mack a leftist. And in case David Jaffe is watching this, for your information, David, I don't subscribe to most of these people just because either their skin color, their sex, or religious, or even their gender. Because I need information. At least some of these creators have information that I needed. Let's say for Stellar Blade, The First Descendant. What else? Marvel Rivals. Let's continue forward.
I think supporting gay relationships in games is way more of a leftist thing to do. Interesting. Usually fully agree with Real Hypnotic, but I don't agree with him on this one. So essentially what he is referencing, in case you guys are curious, what he's referencing is my Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 video, where I said that I don't have problems with gay relationships in games or gay characters in video games. I never did, so long as it is not used as a virtue signal. There is a big difference between a well-written character that happens to be gay versus a character that's literally waving around a rainbow flag and trying to tell you that if you don't believe in what they believe, then you're a piece of shit. But it is what it is. It's perfectly fine. So again, this is basically something where it's like, okay, you're trying to say that it's a leftist thing to do for supposedly supporting gay relationships. There's a difference between supporting gay relationships and being okay with it, but okay, whatever. It's something I've always said. So again, he says that he says this about me, and I said, well, you must be new here.
For the record, Hypnotic says that regardless whether the character is gay or not, if it's well done, if it doesn't interrupt any storyline or anything, or perhaps in this case, doesn't force the players to accept it or shove it into their throats, then it's okay to have it. This is the thing that is called role-playing games, okay? It is something that a player should have freedom. They should have a choice.
I said, you must be new here. I never said I was against gay relationship or gay characters in any media whatsoever when it's done properly and executed without the virtue signal. Unlike some people, I stick to what I say. Some of my favorite games of all time have featured properly done gay characters. Some of my favorite manga have showcased gay characters because they were done properly. If you think that makes me a leftist, and that is quite simply retarded, I never claimed to be right or left. Perhaps you should not assume. Now, I told people this many times, and for some reason, every 6 months, it always comes up, and I got to remind people, never claim to be either or. And this is why it's very bad to assume. It's very bad to try to put people in camps. Because if you try to put people in camps, then you're eventually going to be disappointed by assuming things about people. I make my statements very clear, and it is what it is. So I do like the way that he framed this picture, though. I do like the way that he framed this. Look at the way he framed this. I'm okay with tasteful gay relationships in games. I never used the word tasteful. Like, I literally never used the word tasteful, so you're making it try to sound as if something that's not. And then you put Melanie Mack and Razor Fist together on the opposite side of me as to try to make some sort of division here where it's like you got the two holy warriors versus me, and that was never the thing. I was never against Melanie Mack. Made that very clear. I was never against Razor Fist because I don't even fucking know the guy or watch his content. But I do like the way that you tried to frame this because you want more division. You want more. You want us to fight. That's what it is. You made this picture to get us to fight. And your holy warriors decided to join in on this. And ironically, it's not the ones that are in the picture. It's the ones that are not in the picture that decided to join in on this. So it is what it is. So Melanie Mac and Razor Fist, he made it seem like they simply said, we don't want gay shit in games. That's not the case at all. Literally not the case at all. That is literally not the case at all. And it is a literal grifter picture. All right. You are lying to people because you know what the conversation is about. And this is not what it's about.
I will leave the full video link in the description. Like Hypnotic would say, look, it's okay to have gay relations in video games. However, if done properly, you make sure it doesn't interrupt the stories or anything, or give the player some choice. In this case, it could be good. Well, unlike the Wokies who think doing this constantly is a good thing, which by the way, it's not. Like The Last of Us Part 2, we all know what happened to that. Yet, Neil Druckmann refused to listen. Back in the day, my first video game was House of the Dead. I was a kid back then. I was playing on a computer, my dad's office computer. I don't know how he got it. I mean, there was no disc during that time. But House of the Dead was a bit more like Mortal Kombat, a mature rated. Yet, I wasn't triggered by it or desensitized by it. The next game is Resident Evil 4. I wasn't even old enough to even play that game. I was like, what, 13 years old? Something like that when I first played it. Even Call of Duty The Big Red 1, or in this case, Call of Duty 3. I wasn't even old enough to even play it. Well, even though it says rated T for teen, but there are some things are rated M. So, like for example, Devil May Cry. That was rated M when I first played it. I wasn't triggered? How come is that? Because I was a kid when I first played Devil May Cry 3. Wasn't triggered about it. One thing I don't like is censorship. Let me tell you this. The filmmakers from where I come from, they're not dealing with censorship as well, but they have to deal with piracy. I mean, it's a good thing now there is streaming service, because back in the day there wasn't. The internet was never prevalent in the 90s, and they had to deal with not just censorship, they had to deal with piracy, because piracy back then was rampant. And now with the rise of streaming service, it can even prevent piracy. Well, it depends on where you put it, because some filmmakers have to go so far as putting their full movie, and yes, full movie, on YouTube. Which, I don't know how that works. Hey, it works. So, when it comes to games, this time around, I'm playing games either mostly old or indie, or for newer ones, it's mostly gonna be made in Asia, such as South Korea, China, Japan, because of course, I'm Asian. And that's the premise that I'm trying to do, well, for the future of my channel and my second channel, that is called East versus West. And before you ask for me to get a job, ask yourself this. How do you think all these creators, including myself, can afford the equipment that they're recording, they're editing, and also all the games they buy? How do you think they have enough money to buy all games? That's the question you should be asking. They have a job. I have a job. Because sooner or later, I'm gonna make YouTube full-time once, or at least after I monetize. Like I said, I play games based on ratings or perhaps age ratings. And if it says M for mature, yes, I pick it up because I'm already older. I'm probably past my 30s.
Amazing! It's obvious you're much stronger than the average soldier. I hope you'll continue to use that strength to assist me in the battles ahead.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detected, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my second and third channel up here or link in the description.